Yo, if you guys saw me back in my primary school days when I was like 12, 13, 14 years old, you'd see a completely different human being than I am right now. You would literally see a depressed, a lonely guy with zero social intelligence who would just survive from day to day. His only dopamine source of real pleasure, yeah, came from family, of course, but it still came through bad habits like watching social media and playing video games most of the time. And yeah, this led me to take the piss all of the time when I was at my school because whenever I tried to talk to a few of my male classmates, they would always pick up on me. Just like imagine this, right? We are walking home and they are talking about this new video game. I don't exactly remember what they were talking about. And you just say one thing. Just one thing trying to add on onto the conversation. They stop talking for 3 seconds. Then they look at you and they immediately make a single joke at your expense. And then they start picking up on it and the conversation topic completely changes. And you're just sitting there like, bro, why can't we just talk about that, what we were talking about like a couple of seconds ago? Why do you have to make such a big deal out of it? And this did not just happen, these subliminal, subconscious things didn't just happen just once per time, they were happening all the time. Yeah, sure. It was, it never went into the curse words like idiot, like dumbass, and stuff like that, but it went into this like passive aggressive state, I would say, where they would basically not even call me any bad names, but they would still be kind of hostile to me from time to time. Like yeah, sure, they would act friendly from time to time, but once per time, they would completely just snap and start talking about some bullshit that happened like 8 years ago that we didn't sort out and stuff like that. And yeah, I just wasn't satisfied with them at all. And also, when you combine this with the fact that I just wasn't compatible with them whatsoever, and the only reason why I was talking to them was that I wouldn't feel lonely, and because our parents already knew they knew each other. So yeah, that also added up onto the awkwardness. But still, I powered through, and every time we eventually made up, and everything was good. But man, yeah, did I not enjoy those 9 years of my life? It was just completely useless. But then, as I left my primary school and I finally realized my true purpose in life in summer of 2023, I started to turn the whole thing around. And let me tell you, I became the hardest working that I've ever been in the history of my life. I started to break so many dams in terms of my progress. I started to mend my mental health on such giant levels that you would literally see me as incomparable with the other person that I was back when I was like 14, when every single one of them would pick up on me. I would literally, I I finally learned how to forgive. I learned how to be productive all the time. I learned how to be disciplined. I empowered my willpower so much. I got an 8 out of 10 physique. I I leveled up my resilience. I did all of these skills. And now I'm even learning Italian. I'm learning boxing. I'm learning how to play the ukulele. And life is just amazing. And oh boy, my self perception of myself just improved so much in the last 1.5 years. Like, dude, it's just incredible. And keyword, self perception. I want you to remember that for the next parts of today's video. Because a couple of months ago, in late September, me and one of my ex-male classmates that I never had any conflicts with in the past, we went down to this event in our village that was happening there. It was basically like this show attraction, right? They had all of these like kids attractions where you could like spend a lot of money to ride the attractions, and we weren't interested in that. We just wanted to have, like a look around because my younger brother wanted to also go there. So yeah, I called him on and we went there. And then as we walked and walked and explored it, I suddenly felt a tap on my left shoulder. So I looked to my left, and oh boy, it was one of the male classmates that I was in primary school with, and who was in this like passive aggressive state with me. And guess what I did? After not seeing him for like, no, it was actually 2 weeks because I met him on the bus. But nah, that's not important. Basically, I didn't really go to talk to him for like 9 months by that point. And by that point, my self perception of myself completely improved, and I was just flying through the roof when it came to self improvement. I was reading so many books, I was leveling up so fast. And all I did when I looked at him was smile and said, "Hey, what's up? I didn't expect to see you here." Just like that. Just like I was a completely different person. My self perception of myself improved so much that I viewed him as an equal. I didn't view him as someone who was subconsciously below him. And the rest of the day was just amazing. We talked for like 3 hours straight. Just like how it was always supposed to be. Just like we talked on and on and on forever about just life, about other people. We also gossiped a little, but like yeah, you also need that kind of energy from time to time, which is completely acceptable. And we also talked about like different exercises. We talked about some deep topics about relationships and stuff like that. And yeah, on that day, I truly realized one of the biggest life lessons of all time. You see, until you don't start smiling, the mirror will never smile before you do. And this exactly is the same thing with people. With people. You see, I'm gonna get into some deep shit right now that you probably won't even understand, but just bear with me. It will all come back full circle. You see, what if I told you that our third dimensional realm, the physical things, every single daily objects that you can touch, every single thing that is materialized in our world, whether it is people, whether it is this table that I have my phone placed on right now, whether it is this wall that I can slap just like that, whether it is anything, it doesn't matter. It all is just frozen imagination. It is all, it all appears as separate, but that's exactly what it wants you to believe. You see, our third dimensional realm is a realm of illusion and duality, or you can call it polarity if you want. Basically, when we exceed and when we overcome the fourth dimensional realm, time and space ceases to exist, and you find out that everything is one. Everything already exists. Everything has already happened. Everything was in that place, on that time, so everything is one. And here's the kicker. Your subconscious mind has the ability to surpass our third dimensional realm and go into the fourth dimensional realm. And here's the kicker. We, as humans, we are basically the embodiment of God's energy. Well, you can call it Allah, you can call it the infinite intelligence, I don't care. All of us are all of us are the same from the inside, but we are different from the outside. We wear a mask, as you may call it. And so here's the thing. When you hate someone else, whether it is even you, for example, or whether it is the classmates that you have, your subconscious mind, it views it as you hating yourself. That's why when people say, I will never forgive you, I will I will be mad at you forever now, I will never forget this, they are actually throwing their self-perception of how they see themselves onto you. They are not actually saying that they won't forgive you. They are saying it to themselves actually. Because all of them are basically just you, but they are wearing a different mask. We are all one. And so, with that same logic, if you don't improve yourself, your your self-perception of others will not change. whatsoever. If you don't realize that all of this is just an illusion and they are just other aspects of you, that they have the same within, but they are just different without, because they have a different mask that they're wearing, you can change that mask. You see, you're the most shiniest object in the entire universe, and the universe wants to get a reaction out of you. It wants to test you. It wants to challenge you. It wants you to get rid of your power that you have over your reality, over your perception. Because you don't see your reality from your eyes. You see it from your self perception and your mental attitude. Meaning that if you see everything as negative, then you're gonna see everything as negative. And people will only give you that negative attitude. Right? They will give you criticism. If you cannot forgive yourself for the shit that you done like 8 years ago, then of course no one will forgive you. If you don't forget about the awkward moment that happened to your classmate like 5 years ago, let's say that he farted in class or something like that, then no one will forgive the awkward moment that happened to you. If you don't forgive someone because they killed your pet or something like that, like 10 years ago, then they will never forgive you for some random bullshit. The mirror will never smile before you do, because we are all one. The universe is entirely mental, and especially in our third dimensional realm, you have the power over the universe. You are the shiniest object in the universe. You have the direct power to change reality. Although it may not look like it, you first need to change your mental attitude. Your mental attitude is something that surpasses our third dimensional realm, meaning that everything that changes in there changes instantly because it has already happened. Time doesn't exist in the fourth dimensional realm. Like, for example, remember how when that really harsh, traumatic experience happened to you in the past, and that completely changed your life from that point onwards? That is, is proof of that. When something so emotional happens to you, it changes your perception of reality forever. And that's exactly what you need. That's exactly why forgiveness and feeling the joy, feeling the relief, feeling the clarity will finally change your reality. You may think to yourself that, but oh bro, they will never change. They will never forgive me. They will never start treating me with respect. Reality is as unmovable as you are unmovable. You have to remember that your perception and your consciousness is the most important thing in this whole universe. Yeah, sure, other people have their own consciousness, but we are all different from outside. We we share the same inside. We are manifestations of God, but with different masks. We have different physical bodies, but we have the same mental attitudes. We share the same consciousness. We share the same spirituality, but we have different physical vessels. That's why when you change your perception of other people, their perception of you will change also. And that's exactly what happened with me after I improved so much. I subconsciously started to think of myself as I as if I was equal with him. And it became a reality. It just became a reality. I got rid of all of my traumas, and I even imagined myself having actual good and profitable conversations for me, beneficial ones. Not instead of just, making fun of others, gossiping about myself and shaming, rallying and all of these bullshit. I just talked to him like a man, like about the topics that I wanted to, about his girlfriend and how he got her, for example. And that conversation went swimmingly. So you need to beware of this toxic trap. You have to remember that until you don't change internally, the universe won't change externally. Because before everything can exist physically, it first must exist mentally. Meaning that the idea that you hold right now of the person not respecting you in the future is completely in your head. And remember, they are just wearing a mask. It is quite literally a mask, and they can change it in the future. Everything that is stopping you is your weak mental attitude that you have right now. It is all about fixing your mental health and quite literally being delusional, because every successful person is delusional in some kind of capacity. That's exactly what you must be. You must stop being realistic and judging reality based on only the physical realm, but you must also operate in the spiritual and the mental realm. And soon, when that happens, when your identity about yourself changes, when your thoughts that yourself in your desired reality would have finally align with yours, when your beliefs, when your emotions, when your emotionally charged beliefs, when all of this is applied from the person that is in your desired reality onto you, when you apply all of this to yourself and you allow abundance to flow into your life, you know how to collect it. You know, yeah, you have a clear visualization of what you want because you truly explored that idea of being in that mental state. Then soon success will come in wealth, health, and relationships. It will all just come back. The universe, oh no, sorry, the mirror will never smile before you do. You are the shiniest object in the universe. And most importantly, before anything can exist physically, it must first exist mentally. You are living in frozen imagination. This table right now, it was created as an idea in someone else's head until that idea became a frequency, and that frequency became a reality. That's exactly how it works. Okay? So you need to develop the discipline to put in the work. And in fact, you can even start today. Remember, there is no time in the fourth dimensional realm, so you can literally make the visualizations of the of your mental attitude, so the identity, the beliefs, the thoughts, the emotionally charged beliefs, the emotions. You can apply that to yourself even today, and I guarantee to you that with enough emotional charge, their perception of you will change in just a couple of weeks. Sure, it may be weak now because yeah, you're still full of trauma and you have all of these strong emotions that are all these strong quote unquote in negative emotions that are controlling you right now. But let me tell you, if you just imagine yourself in some kind of nice place where both of you are having a fantastic time, where both of you are having such awesome conversations, where both of you are clearly just happy of being in the other's company, where both of you are just happy to just be alive and share this moment together, not in a gay way, of course, but you understand what I'm trying to say. Just completely flipping the traumas, the sadness that you share with the other person, and going completely 180 into the positive paradigm, which is joy, love, but not in a homosexual way, of course, abundance, happiness, enlightenment, and imagining yourself with the other person and going through all of these different detailed visualizations where both of you experience the same thing. And let me tell you, that will become a reality and their perception of you will change. They will start wearing a different mask. And as you improve more and more, they will respect you more and more. That's the game. That's the toxic trap and how you can avoid it. Okay? If you want to learn about healthy mindsets that will guarantee success in the long term and in the short term by mending your mental health and bring you on the right path, no matter what, no matter the life tests, no matter the goal, then I highly suggest that you go check out Timeless Breeders Mindsets in the description. It is truly something life changing, and you would be an absolute fool to miss out, especially with the discount that is happening over there right now. So remember, Stoicism and discipline, brother, you need both of these. And thank you very much for watching this video, and remember, no one is better at being you